Okay, hold on. Yeah, perfect.
So as you can see, I can do dailies. I can go back and pull the data directly from so Alaska C2 and C3.
You're can you move my picture out of the way?
Mm-hmm. Just a minute, I was up getting coffee. This is the C3, this is C2. And as you can see, a lot of ships moving around, a lot of weapons fired. I'll pause that one. And the C2 is closer and gets what's in close to the sun. You slow this down a little bit, give it some more frames. A little bit back further in time. Reload. See on this one. I already got that one updated, so. I can do this and stuff that's sitting around Earth. I can go live to whatever.
Yeah.
Satellite. Quick satellite and open its eyes and look down and zoom in and do all that fun stuff too. The place on Earth. They can't kick me out of this one, so. They can shut everybody else off, but they can't shut me off.
Yeah.
They shut me off, they're blind.
Huh.
And I have another screen which goes up to the Navy's system where I can do continuous blink real-time snapshots, but they're in black and white.
Yeah.
The instant ones. Yeah, you can see there's ships going on out there.
Explain a little more detail what's going on.
These are all ships, and intermittently we actually get battle planets show up, which is full planet size that drive around like ships that are involved in this battle. And there's currently 397 of them in our system.
Wow.
Well, hang on, let me pause the screen and I'll go back one. See, right here, you got a battle going on. Zoom into that. Right there. It's a big ship with a bunch of little ships around it, eating the crap out of it.
Wow.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff you see every day. And comparatively, battle was actually 1997. I've got some recorded images to help.
This is today, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13th. This was at 11:36 this morning. This.
Well.
And kick it and go. And fresh upload and change the time to get it recent. Yeah, and show you one of the little. It looks like a miniature satin. Right there. It's got a ring.
Wow.
It's smaller than satin, but it's much like it.
Yeah.
Little battle plans. I caught some really good shots of them when they first started coming in 2013, coming out the sun gate. The Soho cameras are a little harder to get. They're the ones that look at the sun with special filters, so they don't need this to occult brightness. You can see right to the sun gate itself.
Right.
I watched them come out and line up and run in formations. The C3 one over here, this gives you a little more of a stepped away view of what's going on up there today. See a big laser blast.
Wow.
And that's what you can see. I could bring up another one that does it electronically, because there's a lot more laser fire going on, but it's not weapons, it's energy weapons, and they don't show up, except looking at them with a different camera.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there was another ship right by this. Yeah. That's the same battle that was going on over here. So you're looking at it from a different perspective. I'll show you where stuff actually sits. The yellow dot here is Earth.
Yeah.
The red lens camera is sitting right here. Blue one's sitting there. This is the sun in the middle. This is Mercury. This is Mars. So it gives you an idea where we're looking at. So effectively speaking, behind the disk, like right about here in this one, and right about here in this one, they moved the cameras in closer to each other, specifically so you couldn't see what was actually coming and going from Earth.
Huh.
Do that deliberately. Because I was publishing all that. I put this out all the time. They hate me. They really, really hate me.
Another amazing thing is how fast they move.
Yep. Each one of these snapshots is 22 milliseconds in duration, and it averages about 12 minutes in between each pre-programmed snapshot.
With 12 minutes, it's like tremendous distance.
Yeah. This camera view averages to a little bit beyond Mars orbit on either side is what's in view.
Wow.
Everything from Mars orbit, a little bit past Mars orbit inward, you can see in the camera. But of course, these satellites are actually sitting in Earth's orbit from the sun. So, I mean, to give you an idea.
Do you know who these guys are, or no?
On our side, it's Council of 12 and the Council of 5.
Yeah.
Now, the Council of 12 is 12 of the space-going races, 12 of the 15 space-going races that Gaia raised here on Earth before she even brought humans, her, project, humans, through the gate from Eden, which is her mother's planet.
Right.
It's the East planet, where the Palladians were the sole provider of seed stock to Eve to make the almond rice, which is why they look the same.
And once you reach the 12th dimension, you get your own planet and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, see, this is the whole thing. This is why if you're born at the fifth level of the tree of life or above, you have to come down to this level and have this class.
Right.
Because when it comes time that you as a student, you're given a planet and told to make new, intelligent beings that can eventually ascend on their own, have this class.
Right.
That's one facet of the class.
Being down here is like taking gym class 101.
Well, 80% of the people on Earth were supposed to be Homo sapiens who were not avatar driven, descend on their own. That was the entire point of this class. Currently, on Earth, they only amount to 8% of the people. Classroom is so royally screwed up, it's pathetic. Almost nobody's graduating, which is why the population goes up. And it's not just here either. Every other classroom that serves, as an avatar classroom for higher beings, their population is going up too. But there's always new beings, kid beings and above being born, or outside the time stream.
Right.
So graduate just keep getting recycled, and new ones come into the mix, and they don't graduate either, they get recycled. Population goes up as a result.
And that's been going on for quite some time now.
Oh, a long time. Ever since the Martian and Lemurians go up with Atlantis and some came ashore and started screwing things up. Of course, the Anunnaki showed up at the same time, which is why the
Go ahead. Yeah.
use it as a jump gate system.
Go ahead and repeat. I missed the like 10 seconds of what you said.
The Asbury Circle in England
Yes.
is the Merkaba gate dial built by Mars. What it is, and it's an exact duplicate of the one in Cydonia Crater on Mars. They still use this. From what I understand, Pleiadians have the poles now. That's what it is. It's a Merkaba gate dial. So the same system that the Martians used when they got in the war with Pleiadians. The Pleiadians dropped some nukes the size of Empire State Building on their ass and trashed Mars. A bunch of Martians used the Merkaba gate jump system to get up Mars, and they landed on the Lemurian home system, which is in this solar system, but it's higher dimensionally.
Right.
They corrupted the hell out of them. They were level 5, transitioned to level 6. And with technology and hate and everything else, and when they ran their Merkaba, it blew up. And if you know anything about the configuration of Earth, the Bermuda Triangle, it's sort of a energy intake point.
Right.
Whereas the Devil's Triangle is energy output point on Earth. So that's why they landed on what came to be known as Atlantis.
And then Devil's Triangle is by Japan.
What's that?
The Devil's Triangle, that's by Japan, isn't it? Somewhere around there?
Yeah. As you see, this is Mars, Cydonia Crater. This is Earth.
Wow, it's the same thing.
Exactly. You zoom out, it's really, really exactly.
Wow.
They built a big pyramid down there, and when they ran the one on
All what?
Earth or anything on them, blew up from the inside out.
You're cutting out.
The government hides those. But I did get one guy who actually put in all of our original pyramids that formed our Merkaba array built into the ground, and they didn't have any writing on the inside. When the Martians activated their pyramid on Atlantis, they all blew up from the inside out. The government tries to hide this, doesn't let anybody see him, but we got one guy, he paid 10 grand to get out and film one of them. That's why when they came ashore, Martians, the Lemurians, and the Anunnaki are the ones that actually built all the new pyramids. But that's the Martian Merkaba design, and it's not very good.
How long ago was that? Do you know?
Yeah, I got actually. I can send you the link to the timeline, the McMack timeline, because we have recordings of all this. And Gaia brought the McMacs, the tribes, onto Earth 8,600 BCE. So we've been around a while. Where is it? If you scroll down here, it's got some of the major stuff on it. Or you can just, I'll also send you a copy of the
Yeah, it's come up.
Mayan. I hate it. This is the kind of stuff I deal with. It's just, come on. There we go. Paste.
There you go.
This the link to the timeline. I've also got a picture edition of that, which has a lot more milestones on it. So that's the mine. Plotted it out, and like I said, this stuff has been recorded in stone. Plus, there's a full 3D holographic edition of the entire history of Earth at the Guinea Mountains complex. There's another link as well, if I can get this thing to behave. Go. And there's a lot of interesting data in that. Including the labs where tweaks were made and the Dracos eventually got themselves into it, or got people into it to run for them and make it with remove the third spiral. Other same labs that the Anunnaki used when they showed up. Their little.
When did they start messing with our DNA?
Which one, the Dracos or the Anunnaki?
Both.
Those were two entirely separate events. The Anunnaki, come on. The Dracos wouldn't let the Anunnaki interbreed with us directly because it would put our third spiral back automatically.
Right.
So the Anunnaki were directed to the Zetas. The Zeta, although they are a member of the Council of 12, their home world is controlled from behind the scenes by the Drake. What is? Oh, stop. It's locking my system up and doing, giving me
Oh, okay. I see.
no control.
Yeah.
Too much stuff at once. Let's see. The other, the Valley Mountain site, I'll give you that one too. Where are we right here? And this has a lot of sublinks into it and gets into great detail. But we actually got some pictures of sketches from people have made who are inside, have been inside them. You have to have a 5th level energy density personally to get through the door that are killing you.
Really?
Here's that shot I was telling you about. I've got them coming out the gate in the sun, lining it up. I'll send you that one too.
Can you put it full screen?
Looking for inside the. I'll put it in this directory. So I need a secretary. Bad. I've got too much data scattered in too many different directories. So one was in this one, but there you go. Oh, that's the scan of Earth, by the way. So you can see where the bases come in and post. You want this one full screen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no. See? Yep. Now it's going to open 4 times.
Yeah.
See? This is, I call it the hat planet. About 4.5 times the size of Jupiter. It came in with our second sun. I've got some good close-ups of this too.
Wow.
As it's coming in. But yeah, you can see them coming out the gate and lining up. 2, 3.
When was this?
2013. July 13.
What did they come in for? To protect us or give us help? Or
Yeah, engage in battle with the Dracos and the Anunnaki ships. See. Right here. Oh no, I'll show you the close-ups first. This one. Yeah, they were one here. This is Red Kachina. People keep calling this Planet X and Nibiru, and they're actually 2 separate things. And Nibiru is not driven by the Anunnaki either. Nibiru is about 6 times the size of Earth. It's a hat planet. I got a really good one of it when it was inbound. Got a rim.
wow. Now what is it? What are we looking at now?
That's that blue gas giant that came in with our second sun. That's what was guarding the gate for a while. But apparently they found a way, without this being parked there at the gate, to permanently shut the gate so the Dracos can't use it. So now they don't need it parked there. It's still in the system somewhere, but destroyer, you know. And this is what they've been using Brookhaven. Right back when this was in system, they got kicked out twice now. They're beaming people off of this, Dracos off of this. So that's the red Kachina. The blue Kachina is an actual star, and that's because our sun is not an actual star. Here's a good one of our second sun. It's a brown dwarf. I caught it when it was crossing in front of Regulus. The only time you can see it is when it's backlit, or you have to use thermal or ultraviolet. I've got some good shots of it in ultraviolet too, but that's what it's backlit by Regulus.
Wow.
Yeah, I get all the good stuff.
Where's that about at?
Yeah, I went around a bit.
No, I mean
they heat up Earth deliberately so she could build up all the lava to flood their domes with.
oh.
They're driving around like a car. You can see the trail. I mean, so the whole thing about it, anything coming in ballistically and hitting Earth, people don't even understand how the solar system even moves to begin with, because it doesn't move like NASA tells you. If it comes out of NASA's mouth, they're lying.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything. I caught this on the C3. Yeah.
Wow.
This is transit tube. That's what these things are here. Non-sun gate transit tubes. And this is the blue Kachina. When she came in, she brought 4 other planetoids with her, and she actually had, sent 2 transit beams out way ahead before she even got here. This is what everybody keeps saying. They think it's our second sun, but our second sun is a black body. It's not shine.
Right.
When people see a second sun, this is what they're seeing.
That's incredible.
Another picture of when she was still out, waves out, and inbound. Yeah. She sent 2 transit tubes ahead and ships to using battle before she even got here.
That's the transit tubes. That's the ones that they look like on the movie The Stargate, where the tubes come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You can see the transit tubes.
That's like something you see out of the movies. That's pretty bizarre.
I have Ascon, which then you got to install all the drivers for the telescope motors, and I can remote in and power observatories around the planet and hijack them if they're not in use.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And the shot is incredible too. That's amazing.
There's the ultraviolet. When the second sun came in, that whole system with Nemeroon and all, it slammed on the brakes. It pulled a hard 90-degree turn to the right, and went into an orbit.
Wow.
And this is the field you see around. This is our second sun, the gas giant, and Nibiru, and because there was like 9 bodies, because there's a couple of planets, and they got some moons and stuff. Look at these fields that showed up in ultraviolet around them. And they slammed on the brakes at the hard 90.
What everything that we're looking at here, tell what it is.
System as it came in.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's like a miniature solar system.
Right.
I've actually got some better ones where, because I tracked it for 3 nights in a row and did a series of shots. This one, that's Earth issues. Yeah. NASA did one shot that they showed, and then they quickly wiped it out, which was the one there, so this one. You put that up, it didn't even last a day. They pulled that down. You're not supposed to be showing that.
It's funny.
Group and coming inbound.
Wow.
But I got some really good ones as it transitioned behind Saturn. I mean, behind Jupiter. Where is it?
You have to send me those, and I'll put them up and see how long it lasts.
Well, you wipe them out. I put them up on Facebook. I've had albums. Yeah, they don't wipe my albums out all the time. There's some really weird planets. There's one with a tail, but as it turns out, see, here's the system. I did 3 days in a row at the same time, at 11 o'clock at night, as it transitioned. This position behind Jupiter. As you can see, I zoomed in, put this on it came in the library.
No object.
Classification unidentified. Get another one where the whole, yeah, here was another one. And that one there. 3 nights in a row. And the funny thing is, what made me realize that this was not a comet that was coming in with it was because the tail did not point away from the sun.
That's a good old story, bedtime story. They'd always say that stuff. Oh, it's just a comment.
What I did is I zoomed in on this, got a really good high resolution picture of it, and put it in a thing and edited it out and everything. It was an actual scaffolding behind this whole entire planetoid for ships.
Wow.
That's what's behind here.
That's like a parking garage behind it.
Like a giant spaceport.
Yeah. Wow.
Here's a close-up of that gas giant. This was the best shot I got as it came. This was still way out, but I got a good shot past Ganymede of the gas giant that came in with the second sun. You know, more than half-time dollars. I've also got it thermally, but this was a really good, clean view. But, come on, open up. Yeah. Ganymede. Yeah, she was tilted sideways at the time while she was traveling. She rotated it up.
Yeah. That's so bizarre.
Thermally, when they were coming in, when they bashed their way through the Oort cloud, that's a shitload of debris. I actually caught all that debris when it hit Mars. I got it from water and from the land, from the rover as the dust storm came in and bombarded it. This is the second sun. This is that gas giant brought in with it, and this is our Jupiter. Our Jupiter's local, and these two are still way out because there's a major size difference. This is actually 6 times the size of our Jupiter. How big it is.
And the other one, the bigger one, is how?
And this is our second sun. This is a prime dwarf.
Okay.
Our sun is classed as a yellow dwarf, but it's actually not even a star. It's an artifact built by the elves. It's the ancients or the elves, ELL.
Right.
If you do a really close look in the black spots on this one,
and our sun is the illegal Stargate, right?
well, looking at these 8 access points by the ancient elves is what caused the first wipe of the Milky Way entirely. The level 14 folks who run it tried to kill them off, but the ancient elves built their planetary spaceships and left before the light went down. They're the folks that tried me through.
Right.
But yeah, this is the circuitry that's in the dark spots of our sun.
That's crazy.
Got a bunch of,
So when you look in the dark spots of the sun, our sun.
This is the kind of stuff you'll see. Our sun is not nuclear, it's electrical. But you got to understand what feeds this gate network system. We have a shield way out in front of your system. There's some suns that are built by the level 14 folks around the Milky Way galaxy that direct the energy into this network, powers this network, and also powers generation of new systems out here. Every one of these that's a little tab circle. These are the suns built by the elves, the ancients. They're pissed off the folks who run this galaxy. Big time.
The little black, where it says Orion Nebula, the black circle.
The circles are white holes, and those are original. But you got to understand, this entire transit network was not made for any of the students or the students' kids of this galaxy.
Right.
But this transit network was for the admin of the Milky Way galaxy only. And at the level 10, ancient elves are building these artificial suns that tapped into the transit network. They were really pissed.
So they're the
they pulled the way you wipe a galaxy, you collide it with another one.
Right.
So you get all the the gamma burst and everything, which pretty much sterilizes everything down to 6 miles deep under the planet crust. But they pulled up their civilization and said, "See ya," left before the wave went down. We're heading for another one now, by the way, because of the problem of the Dracos and their 6 parasitic allies. We got 100,000 years before we hit Andromeda.
Right.
Be the third. Third time. So yeah, it's a lot more complex than most people understand.
Yeah, they don't teach that in science class.
Is not really concerned with what goes on down here on Earth. They're concerned with the Dracos, though, and getting that whole situation. And we have a shield out here. These suns, when stuff impacts it, it channels the energy in. It not only runs the transit system. You got to understand every galaxy in a warp field. This is a warp field. This is a Milky Way galaxy. We all drive around under a warp drive. And everything on the IKEA is level of duration, okay? The angle of this and the energy tap system is that of hydrogen.
Right.
It's the exact same offset angle of a single molecule of hydrogen. We have traveling warp field, spinning warp field.
Wow.
Earth moves along with the sun. Same thing, traveling warp field. We actually have a working warp drive ship called the Admiral Horton, although it's a piece of shit. I would have better one that doesn't require antimatter or. I have the complete design schematics for that, by the way. I've got all kinds of stuff. They really know what people are seeing. And you're at, all a lot of stuff and how to build it and all of the specifics of all the components. Yeah, they really, really, really hate how to pull power off of it and all that. The way to set up the phased array to get your compressed plasma.
So when are we going to build one?
Build this one?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, whenever they'll let me get away with it. This, they actually showed this on the TV show Star Trek Enterprise. This is what's in the Admiral Horton. This is only a 4-spoke type, and they have to feed it antimatter. But that is actually a warp core.
Wow.
That's the actual thing. In the Admiral Horton. It's a piece of shit. Most people don't understand what the Apollo speed. Hey, he's a man on the moon, and that isn't. No.
Say that again. You broke up. Say that again.
The Apollo space program was not about putting man on the moon. It was about boosting into orbit publicly what was required to build this. This is the Admiral Horton. This is it was docked at Skylab before Skylab deorbited. It had a body, it lost its deflector shield and the whole nose of its all.
It's still loading.
Yeah, you can see the big holes. It lost its deflector shield. Bunch of shit went right through the nose. Here. Big rip in the nose here. Oops. I've actually got from the NASA computers the build program with the part slice.
Where's this garage at now?
I think they got it parked at Phobos around Mars.
Yeah.
Every time I go to click on a picture, it's got to reload the whole thing. I did a whole in-depth study on the shuttle, so I wrote up on one and it said Endeavour on the side, but it obviously wasn't Endeavour. It wasn't configured like Endeavour. And at the time I went up, the actual Endeavour was being serviced out in California. They actually have, like, I can confirm 12, but I think it's more like 14 of them. But yeah, here's the program where they were, using the scrap parts that they could boost up in front of the public eye to orbit, build this stupid thing. This is the booster hulls, the Apollo capsule.
Wow.
When we did go to the moon, which was Apollo 18, I've also somewhere in here got the shot of, it was actually lowered to the surface using the TR-3D, which is what we were used to go and set up originally on Mars in 1947. So that's what I mean. All the history that most people think they know
is a lie.
No idea.
Now, how back then? How did they get out of the?
Yes, I mean the only thing that can go outside of Earth's orbit is TR-3D.
Yeah.
Or better. Russians tried to send Soyuz a whole lot more insulated than our Apollo one was, which was built like tinfoil, and they fried all the cosmonauts in it. I mean, there was a whole issue with the radiation bands, that are inside and outside of our electromagnetic shield. The government at that point in time said, well, we're going to blast a hole through it. We're going to send a nuke up there and blast a hole through it so we can, drive out. Yeah, right. All we did is make a third ring that was much worse than the other two. But this didn't go out because it's similar to a warp field. The warp field, you're isolated from your environment. Same thing with this. It creates its own earth shield around it.
Right.
So you can drive right through with no effect. I've got one where they were actually decoupling the Apollo capsule on a cable from the side of this to string out the cable once they transferred the crew into it, the spacewalk, to lower it down to the surface of the moon. That's why there is no landing crater. Because they used the TL-3B to lower it down.
Like a tow truck.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got, a lot of stuff from the moon too. All the bases that are up there and the stuff that they basically were told, do what you got to do for the public, head off and don't come back. Where is it? My Mars stuff. Something was in here. Yeah. Okay. Moon stuff, rather. Yeah. This is my favorite. There's actually a whole dome structure up there too. Sort of like the whole thing that they were going to do, they're planning now to do with Houston, Texas. They're going to build a glass dome over it.
What would that purpose be for?
To get around the whole weather issue.
Oh.
And the UADNC that's in the ground killing people.
Yeah.
And the nuclear fallout. And, I can go on.
Yeah.
There's lots of reasons.
So this is on the backside of the moon?
No, this is the front side of the moon. This is the stuff they don't show you.
Oh. Wow.
Here's them decoupling the capsule from the TR-3D over around the moon. I'll get a video of this somewhere. But yeah.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. This is what year? In the 60s or 70s?
60s, yeah. This is Apollo 18. And even then, you notice what's missing?
Yeah, the panel.
Whole freaking panel isn't even there. So they were careful not to get that in the camera while it was on the ground.
Wow.
There's all kinds of funny stuff. There's ships on the moon and other bases and power plant.
How long has that been there?
Since the moon was parked. Remember, like or Switzerland, there's 14 different races that kind of camped out in there, but you're not allowed to fight up there.
Yeah.
That kind of changed because somebody had either that or somebody just got totally pissed off and did an oops, which is why the moon is gently turning counterclockwise, slightly turned towards us now because somebody blew up one of the bases. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that the general run-of-the-mill people are clueless about.
When did they do that? Have that oops?
That was 4 months ago. You didn't notice the moon no longer before part of the dark side is now actually there's a small sliver, maybe 1/8 of the disk of the moon as you look at it is now that once was dark side is now into the Earth on the right hand side.
Wow.
And the whole moon, if you look at the man on the moon and everything, the moon is gradually, slowly running counterclockwise. You track where the mayors are, and you'll see. But ever since that 2013 event, I forecasted we're gonna lose California. The solid rate grays went put a bunch of humming boxes out there, stopped a lot of that, and they turned on anti-gravity devices in every single one of the dumbs around the plant. Did we still have the major event? Yeah, but it actually got the worst of it got shifted to the other side of the plate. So basically, New Zealand, that island off New Zealand, Christchurch, got hammered with a 8.6, and then there was a series of 8.6 earthquakes in a sine wave pattern, avoiding all the dumbs around the entire planet for 2 days. The thing with using those devices to avoid getting the dumbs destroyed is the moon left its orbit.
Oh my God.
And it's still not back on track. It's still all over the place.
Wow.
Which has pissed off the Eskimo.
Yeah, because you can even see that.
They yell at them about this. They use the moon and the sun, very sensitive between mountain ranges and everything, to find their way home from the hunt.
Right.
This has really royally screwed them up. The other thing that happened was Bay of Fundy, okay, all their tight shots for cruise, big ships coming in and out, they had to take that whole thing offline, sit back and wait, do data collection, and then write a whole new schedule because it screwed up all the time. I mean, a lot of fun stuff. I mean, I have, I don't know if she's about it, but I have I rated all their genetic labs, so what they were doing with,
what does it moon? Go ahead.
This is their genome program and all the stuff they're doing that, with each chromosome, human modification programs, as well as their clone program, and they're trying to build their own edition of Superman for themselves. Putting back the third spiral and mixing human and alien DNA.
But they're trying to do that synthetically, aren't they?
No, they want to. Well, they figured out Monsanto can't really deliver the kind of changes they want.
Right.
Here's the thing. They don't want you having your third spiral back because that gives you your abilities back. And the other issue is to even rebuild your third spiral, you got to have salmonaic,
right,
or salmac. Otherwise, you end up with a triple negative hole charge, which throws them apart. And they're not going to give you the amount of time of gold to fix that either. Hell no, that's what they take. So really, the only way to get around this is to go with a silicone third pole. Monsanto can't deliver that because components of the silicone pole won't make it through your digestive tract.
Right.
So the only way they can do that is injecting you.
That's why they're pushing the vaccine so hard.
Yeah. And they also, because did this way back, they modified all the acids in your stomach. I plotted that. So it's hard to, your body can naturally break down the greens it needs to rebuild the third spiral. You basically have to start taking the stuff in pre-broken down. At least until you get somewhere further along. That's why I'm really big on the salmonaic, so you can start rebuilding your third spiral, which will correct this. So it's sort of a domino effect.
Make that full screen.
These are the changes to the acids in your stomach so that it can't break down the components it needs. Done deliberately.
By GMOs?
No, done by the Dracos.
Oh, okay.
That. Some people didn't get tagged with this, and that's why they had to do the Spanish Inquisition, the witch trials and everything. That was people who, with Gaius, because Gaius sending out a signal. And this, again, is another thing that's pissing off the New World Order, which is why they changed the cell phone network frequencies and the wireless network frequencies. Yes. I is putting out 10 code, which is our original. When we have triple spiral 10 code, we have most of our DNA is 9 code right now.
Right.
She's putting out mitochondrial 10 code. It does not exist in the genome at all right now. And to everybody's mainstream DNA, male and female alike, to do corrective action. Which is why they're herding you into cities and that signal to try and override hers.
Right.
It's communicating with you directly at the DNA level. They tested one of their own folks. That's part of their hybrid program. And they were pissed. This poor guy it doesn't exist in nature at all. In the genome that they've listed so far, it's 10 code mitochondrial.
Right, right.
It's mainstream DNA being broadcasted to everybody.
That's from Gaia.
This is right off.
Yeah, that's from Gaia, right? The 10 code.
Yep. And it's not even, it's not even close, because I've got samples of even Cro-Magnon and whatnot, and it's not even that either. Because here's Neanderthals. Neanderthals were 10 code. Neanderthals, Cro-Mags, those there was 5 experimental prototypes done by the Dracos prior to their removing of third spiral. They were trying to get humans under control for the experiment program. Their experiments actually made these folks bigger, stronger, faster, and smarter than we are. And so destroyed them all. The Cro-Mags got away and jumped to the alternate timeline.
Yeah. What dimension is like Bigfoot, Sasquatch?
Well, they're just ET visitors. They're on vacation.
Yeah, are they like 7th or 6th dimension?
I don't know for sure, honestly.
Yeah, everybody thinks they're from here. It's like, come on.
I did a model on the level of what our DNA currently looks like, as well as what it's supposed to look like. You can fit a factor of 9 as much coding. This is 2. This is 3. You can fit that much more and it actually becomes smaller.
Well,
except less space. And here's the offset of hydrogen. That's what the offset of the strands is supposed to be when it goes around. 104.45 degrees. Same thing. The warp drive of the Sol system. Same thing as the warp drive Milky Way system. I mean, that's the power tap for this level of creation for organic care.
When the DNA, our DNA is proper, isn't it supposed to look like the, so-called swastika?
No, like this here, and then the overshot of it, I did another, that crowd.
Yeah, there we go.
Crop circle.
Yeah.
Looking at it from the top. Now, the reason why you have spontaneous combustion is because if you look at this, a whole bunch of stuff unplugged, especially these here, your poles, which are made of phosphorus. Okay, your hydrogen here.
Right.
And these are your sugars that if you try to send and take your body with you and you send that kind of energy down spiral your DNA, you spontaneously combust. That's what spontaneous combustion is.
Yeah, burning the sugar.
The phosphorus ignites the poles of your DNA.
Right.
There's the hydrogen splits to oxygen and hydrogen and tungsten. But this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what we got.
The tightly packed one on the left, correct?
Yeah, this is no empty plugs.
Right.
Now, see, I made us in her own image, basically, and she did it by using some of her DNA. She did it by using some of the ancient elves, which is why she picked this planet, by the way. And had it brought it through the sun gauge system. These are the HLs, by the way. They're 65 feet tall. But you'll notice they look exactly like us, except they got more ribs.
They look like us at 65 feet.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. As you go higher up the scale, energy density-wise, you get taller. Did you know that the Pilgrims and everything, when they landed here, the height of a fully grown tall adult male was only 4'10" back then?
Yeah, knew they were short.
That's why all your bathtubs are 5 feet long. They've never changed the freaking standard. Now here, you see this is exactly like us. The hip socket here in front, pelvic flush over the top, single bone upper arm, double bone lower arm, single bone upper, double. Okay.
What's with the nose? Is that?
What do you mean?
Is
That's the same way ours is.
Oh, on the picture it looks like a beak. Maybe it's just a.
Here's a good close. I'll open this one in a minute. What you're seeing is the rail. I'll show you another. So you're seeing
Okay,
stuff that's over here. It's not actually. So it's kind of blurry though. Go back. That's a really good close-up one. They found this excavating a building with a backhoe. They actually bashed a hole through like a skull. Some of the teeth and everything still intact.
Where was that at? Do you know?
That was England. They were actually excavating to build a building. They found this.
Wow.
There's been a lot of that. They disappear real quick. So, let's see.
That's the cone heads.
Anunnaki one. That's another one I'll show you after. That's the Anunnaki. See, they're totally different.
Yeah.
And their leg socket in behind pelvic flange.
Right.
The ribs are different, their arms are different, skull's different. Even the way their jaw hinges is different.
I was just going
It
to say
actually
that.
goes backwards rather than down.
Yeah. The big difference.
They're like 18 to 20 feet tall. They have what I call it the Dyson sphere planetoid, but it's more of a reverse Dyson sphere. I've got pictures of that up in orbit too. Some from the ground and some. This is one from the ground that's up there, but I got a close up of it. I caught with a satellite. What it is they use all the gold they stole, had us mine, and you know, to build. I mean, these are models of it. You see this. You see this at Ground Zero in New York. You see one of these globe things in front of United Nations. This is the one at the Vatican.
Yeah.
It's a model of the Anunnaki Dyson sphere planetoid that they stole all the gold to build the Dyson sphere around it. The difference is there's a planetoid with gold around to hold their atmosphere in. And because it travels with our second sun, which is a microwave source, it heats up their atmosphere. But they need the gold because it's the only thing that's really in kind of a barrier. So gently, heats it up to a comfortable level without microwaving the people standing on the surface.
And the Vatican's known this, what, forever?
Oh yeah. Well, most people don't understand. We revolted back in the days of Egypt when the Herculeans showed up, driving out. That's part of that story I got to tell you about. It goes way back in history. The Herculeans got in a war with the Elven, and it was instigated by the Dracos. And that whole thing was, the whole purpose of that, instigating that war, was to get Eden put in quarantine and locked away, which it did. The thing was, Dracos gave them one of their mainline battleships, so they could use the Sun Gate transit system. Now, if you use it the wrong way, deliberately, you can go forward and back in time using that transit system.
Well,
After the war and everything was open, and during the time of Egypt, Monarchy were here with their new human slaves. The equivalent showed up again. Wasn't here this time. Earth was. The attacked Earth. Pattie and Dracos had to go out and Earth. Blue avians, get in with us. We revolted and kicked the Anunnaki right the hell off this planet. We haven't let them that since. But that hybrid program they ran with that are half Anunnaki, half Zetas, Amos, they're the folks that are camped out at the South Pole.
right.
And they're still there. See, all of this stuff, including the Draco ship coming out of the sun and everything, all of this stuff was chronicled. Chisels and stone on the Egyptian pyramid. Again, this is most stuff they don't, bring the public eye and explain.
What is that? Oh, it's just artwork.
This is an Anunnaki ship. There's an island just north of the South Pole. This thing's so big and so wedged in and frozen over, they can't get it out, but they have rated it for parts.
Wow. I even have a picture of that. You show that on the internet and everybody's, oh, that's fake. Oh, no, I don't think so.
I actually can zoom in on it with a satellite and show you where it is. These I call them sleep stack. I can never remember for the life of me what their actual name is, but they are a Gaia product. They were raised here with the dinosaurs, and a bunch of them asked to stay behind. And she said, okay. But most of them, the dinosaurs, were moved off Earth by the Andromedans. The Andromedans are not members of the Council of 12, but what they are is like Milky Way galactic-wide zookeepers. Because, samples of every creature on every planet. That's habitable.
Wow.
So anything as far as that's missing on Earth that needs to be replaced, it's not really an issue.
So where did they take them?
Well, some of the other planets can use something from this place and they'll put it there. And, dinosaurs got their own planet. Or failed product anyway.
Yeah.
They'll ever evolve. Most people don't understand that dragons are real. Almost like that taking off. She hired the dragon folk who exists in 12 dimensions simultaneously, so it's just an avatar dragging about a year. So keep an eye on the Dracos. That's
Right.
why the Dracos convinced us and the Elven kill all the dragons. But they're real. We found actual skeletons and some intact. A mother and her daughter and male in it. Frozen, solid, preserved.
Wow.
And how they fly? They've actually got a second set of lungs in their digestive tract, and they digest their food. Creates, this is a little daughter, nowhere near fully grown. Creates gases that inflate those bags like a dirigible. Their bones are hollow like birds, but even so, it'd be too heavy. Too much using the flame that they breathe, and the way that it ignites is they chew rock and the platinum in the rock, which gets rubbed off on the teeth, is what actually ignites the gas on the way out. It's a catalytic.
Wow.
It's got a separate flap in the back of their throats when gas comes out. If they use their flame too much to fight, can't fly. Have to eat again before they can fly. Yeah, that's an actual.
This is the one they found in the
That's
ice?
an actual female baby dragon.
You said that's the one they found in the ice?
Yep, in an ice cave. Yep.
Wow.
And the mother's still up there. She's too big to get out, but is more than 8 times the size of this one. In the egg of a male one. a whole documentary about this. It's funny.
That's incredible.
There was another house in England that was, the guy died a long time ago, and his house was tied up in probate for a long time. And when they were tearing it down, they found another hidden segment of the basement that had been walled off, all kinds of stuff in there. All actual fairies, skeletons, and all kinds of. Now, this guy must have done nothing with his life but travel around the planet. All this stuff. I mean, you know what the story, actual story is behind the Tooth Fairy?
No.
The Tooth Fairy was created by the Dracos to be a parasitic on the actual fairies. It actually attached itself to the back of a real fairy, gradually dissolving it. So in the end, the jaw, the teeth of the jaw, end up stuck to the front of the Tooth Fairy. That's why it got its name.
Wow.
It's actually parasitic, created by Draco specifically to eat real pixie fangs. Oh, I mean, the whole story of the Tooth Fairy is like Grizzly. We're designed to kill the regular fairies. Yeah, we got little fairies, skeletons. We got mermaids too, live ones.
That was my next question.
Mermaids are because the guy, designed and created humans on Eden. There were some humans there when the Colin Alvin War went down. Some humans got hit with a mutagenic. That's what caused the creation of the mer people, mer folk. The thing is, the major difference between Eden and Earth is we only have fresh water, no salt water.
Right.
Humans are saltwater biology. Send them through the gate. Sharks.
What is this here? These fairies?
These are baby fairies. They only got 2 wings when they're babies. When they're fully grown, they got 4.
Like dragonfly. Wow.
We've actually got a picture of a live one too. It's very old. It's the only one that's ever been verified. Yeah.
You have a picture of it? Oh, okay.
That's the skeleton one, but no, we got a live one here. This one is actually the Connolly, England fairy. This was came back in sometime in the 1940s. Live in the air. Baby.
Wow.
The wee baby.
Who's the girl? Do you know?
She actually, the historical roadshow where they look at, and they appraise
Right.
stuff.
Antiques Roadshow.
She actually took it. That was her great grandmother in the picture. The whole series of them were handed down. Now, some of the pictures that were in that bunch were fake, and her grandmother did explain to her they were fake when she got old enough. Not this one. And they did every test possible on it. This is verified.
Wow. That's incredible. Now, the mermaids.
We got skeletons. We've got video. We got all kinds of stuff. This is an actual one. We group in a helicopter going along the shore caught this one. Live one, they're swimming on the rock. This is way offshore too. I mean, this isn't even near shore. So the rock is sticks up out of the water, and there's an actual live mermaid on the rock.
Wow.
Just having a little picnic.
When was that taken, do you know?
87, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look at the date on it, but I don't even know how long I've had this. But believe me, I mean, the fairy's been engraved in the rock and everything. The tribes did it a long, long time ago. I mean, all kinds of. And there's other weird creatures like this one, the ningal, and washed up on the beach. We really don't know what the hell it is, like this one here. The mangled ones where the folks like these show up in black with, iron suits and the black bag, and they really carried away.
It didn't. Did you put it up? It didn't go to the.
Come on. Which one do you want to look at? This other one here. This, we don't know what the hell this is. This looks like they captured a mer person and then did some cloning and other splicing in or something. So this looks more like a New World Order group's product. There's one here and another one similar to it there. Look at that. The hell is that?
Yeah, that's like not right.
No. This is the one that the men in black showed up to make go away real quick.
So that's a real one there?
Yeah. Clawed fingers and clawed and webbed. Yeah. Made that one go away real quick.
Wow.
I mean, he got blood on him and everything, and that thing up. Dragon's Comb. Yeah, this one. Again, this, you notice all the black goo?
Yeah.
And this one looks more like somebody's escape lab experiment. Because it doesn't even match. None of this matches right. The black shit oozing out of her wasn't right. I don't know. This one's petrified. Came up on shore in a hurricane event. So it was probably already dead and partially decayed. Looks like something ate its tail.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it was already desiccated, so it was already dead long ago when it got blown up during a hurricane. We got a lot of weird shit. Okay. So these have been, been all the way out in Arizona. These are, millennium-old carbon rock. Cyclops. Yeah, there's the other one. It's similar. That's what I mean. Like Lapis.
Yeah, don't. It's not right.
There's no gills.
Right.
Whereas the mermaids, the mer people got gills. These don't. These two that look kind of fish, they don't have gills. And the jaw, and they've got the elongated back skull too. Which to me says, alien lab experiment. See the difference?
Yeah. They're
built just like us. They have a low bone, single upper bone, the rib cage, the clavicles, everything. We've actually got videos of some of these things. This one. That's tonight, but I would prove that was taking a picture of this. Looks like they crossed it with a whale.
Yeah, it looks strange.
It's a little, you don't know what to call these sprites? little four-winged people. 2 arms, 2 legs.
Oh, now you can see it. Yeah, when you bring it in.
When you zoom in, there's orbs in this picture too.
I was going to ask you that next.
There's
There are.
orbs in.
Wow.
Then again, I've actually got a picture, a movie footage, where they caught a girl flying out the woods. A little girl, 4-year-old.
Oh, I seen that. I seen that. Yeah. With a red coat on or something like that.
Hobbits. This was one of the ones that came out of that basement in England. Hobbit. Or gnomes, and I've actually got a skeleton of a. That's a gnome. I've actually got a skeleton too of a. That's up in that other direction, my skeleton directory. That's that other one I want to show you. It's these are 2 skeletons. One's from the hybrid program that was a hobbit. If you look at a hobbit's legs, they go the opposite direction. It's the main difference between humans and hobbits. And this, were the hybrids that were made with the Anunnaki. If you look down here at the pelvic gland is in front of the bone socket in it.
Yeah.
But it's only got a single upper arm bone, not the double that the Anunnaki got. It's got clavicles, and it's got a human skull.
Wonder why they
clearly, in creating this being, came from, they weren't listening to Draco's command at all. This is a hybrid a hybrid Anunnaki human.
Wow.
But look at the length of the fingers.
Yeah, back it up and move it. There you go.
Look at the length of the thumb. Look at the oddball knees.
Yeah.
And the length of the feet with a big knob on the back. That's what would happen if you cross an Anunnaki with a human.
I was going to say, that's not one of us.
Nope. And I don't know if you know about this. When they made the pharaohs, when the Anunnaki made the pharaohs, they applied to the Tudor group for some open DNA. Reason for that was because when the Dracos pulled out our third spiral, we went from 750 years to a 1,200-year lifespan down to 75 to 120.
Right.
The end results of ripping that out. Now the whole thing, and the open DNA was to bring the lifespan back up. The thing was, what the Queen of England, wasn't England at the time, but you know what I mean, the royal group at that time did, they stiffed them. They gave them elven DNA that was hit with a mutagenetic. That's why all the pharaohs are so totally genetically screwed up. And I've got all the DNA reports and genealogical reports and everything on the Egypt, on all the pharaohs and their family and all that too. I don't leave out. Whatever. Ancient pathology on his whole lineage and everything. Yeah. I've got the PowerPoint. So I tried to correct it with the pharaohs. The first one they genetically injected into it, they pulled from the south of Africa. The second one they pulled from what is now England area. Tried that. And the last and final one, they pulled from the American Indian tribes from the middle of the southwest of America.
Wow.
But there was 2 children born with that. you know, they were marrying brother and sister to boot, so he had reinforced bad genetics. And then just injecting some other good genetics in did not fix.
Right.
Something that's been hit with mutagenic. I'm sorry, this doesn't work that way. But then the revolt went down. So, I mean, the last two powers were buried with the two kids who are less than 2 years old. Oh, the interesting thing is the Muslim religion. Who the gun goddess of the Muslim religion is?
No.
The first two pharaohs created by the Anunnaki,
Wow.
brother and sister. The Muslim religion is not an Earth religion, it's a Martian religion. It's run by the Martians. So if you want to get a clue on why all these Muslims are suddenly being, you know, invading all over the place, that with Obama saying go, 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 when Obama had his time out on Mars, he made a deal with them. We got 40 big manufacturing cities out there where we manufacture using human slave labor, ship parts for other races out there in the galaxy, as well as it's, I mean, showcase where we sell the DNA of other races. And he made a deal for equal real estate here on Earth, so we didn't have to pay them anything for renting space on Mars. So all these Muslims that are terrorists and Martians. And they're taking possession of the real estate as per the agreement Obama made with them when he was out on Mars. He spent about 2 years out there. That's messed up.
Like, how do they think they're going to take over? They think we're just going to walk away or something?
Well, you got to understand. Martians created the Muslim religion. You know how they do it? They say, you're going to believe what I tell you to believe, because if you don't, I'm just going to kill you.
Huh.
That's the Martian mentality. They had the timidity to mix it up. Palladians, way, way back, thought of. And the Palladians dropped a couple of nuclear weapons the size of the Empire State Building on Mars, and that's why Mars looks like it does now. They nearly wiped it out.
When was that? Do you know?
That all went down actually before Eve even showed up here.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that's recorded history. The reason why Mars looks all messed up, got in a fight with the Palladians. And the Palladians and the Arcturians have the best offensive weapons and defensive shielding currently in the Milky Way. You don't go with either the Arcturians or the Palladians. Period. This is the Palladians. They sent 5 Palladian couples and 5 Arcturian couples down here to the surface to do investigative work way back 2013. But yeah, they're beautiful.
The one in the
No,
right.
they don't. No, they don't look like Elvin. The Elvin look like them, because these are the folks who provided the starseed to Eve for her making of the Elvin race. The only difference is Palladians like us are saltwater. Elvins are freshwater biology. And beautiful. And this is the Arcturian. These are the ones with the big, huge, round spaceship.
Is it coming up?
Circle. One. And then gotta be looking. There's some more of my solo shots of them. The planets lining up in front of the sun. That's the Arcturians. They ran the program to gather up a number of the races that Gaia race here provides leaf stock when she made humans. They were in charge of it. The Palladians, for the human genome program, provided genetic material as individuals, not as a species. They did as a species start to even make the album out, but they were the only one. Gaia pulled 12 different. There was 12 different prototype humans, and 12 of the 15. 12 of them were 12 of the 15 races she raised here on Earth prior to even bringing humans to the game. I can get hard evidence of 5 of them. Those has been as many as 15. The blue avians otherwise are blue people.
So that's why we have so much DNA.
Yeah. The blue people were hired by Gaia to run Reconnect issue. They didn't graduate to Reconnect because they live interdimensionally. That's what their ships look like. The eagle-headed folks. But they will appear to you whatever in a manner your brain can handle. Archangel Michael is actually a blue avian. And these are also recorded all over the pyramids because they helped us out when we revolted and kicked the Anunnaki off. So yeah.
The ship, the ship almost looks like on what was on Close Encounters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen some of these recently too. And one of the funny things is these, if you're looking right at them, you won't see them. But if you have a newer style cell phone with camera going, bring it up in front.
Well,
on the cell phone camera, you'd be looking at it with your real eyes and you won't see it because it's very good at shielding. There's a thing I did with.
Why does the camera, cell phone camera, because it's digital?
Digital. These energy ranges. This is just looking one direction. I did this, I don't know, about 4 months back. All these green ones,
wow.
These are all exoplanets in our system. And this is looking just one direction. I was looking at this because
wow.
Representatives out at a meeting out by Saturn, and although there were some humans there, most of the conversation went down telepathically, so they kind of just stood around, and we really don't know what was said during that meeting.
Those are all the green.
All the green ones are exoplanets. That's what I mean. There's three. I mean, a couple of folks who work at observatories and everything actually took the time and counted them all. This is just looking one direction. 397 of them. Currently.
That's amazing. Now,
I mean, on the Sohos, I see these planets, because these are planet size.
Okay, that's what I was just
going
to ask you.
All the time. And you'll only catch them. They move so damn fast. You'll only catch them in one
frame.
One frame of the Soho, because the next one 12 minutes later, it's gone. It's out of view.
How do they move so fast? Such great distance.
Oh, for instance, I know how to build a propulsion system.
That's what
you can use on the planet. It taps hydrogen. It's electromagnetic based. Uses air or the three elements available in space to create a plasma. And if you build the drive right, you're basically using electromagnetic propulsion, pulling in scalar technology into the mix. Plasma that comes out the back of that drive is traveling at 1.5 times the speed of light.
Oh.
Now, our E-drive, orbital fighters and stuff we have now, is a partial system. It's an incomplete actual drive system like I would build it. And what they do, they have to feed it selenium to make it work, which is just idiotic. So, I mean, they're already, and they also have a space drive system that's, they call the electromagnetic plasma drive. And it's like, because they're not, any of the two drives are taking two of what is supposed to be a three-part system on any two of them. And none of them use all three. And then I couple it with have any cancellation grid at the bottom on my ship design, so yeah, I can just take off some. Oh,
That's
no
amazing.
problem.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But yeah, the what is that? Oh, well, this up there. So you can see this. This is just this is before they actually shut down full set of cameras on those satellites. The Alaska ones, the cameras are still active, but the Soho ones are actually offline because the Soho cameras don't have the disk, and you could actually get in and look at real close around the sun. See these planets. I've also captured a lot of with the blue Kachina.
Too bad you couldn't see detail on those.
Anytime the blue Kachina's in view of the Alaskos, they shut that shit down. Heartbeat. They don't want people seeing that.
Too bad you couldn't see detail on those planetoids.
I got a lot of really good stuff. That's the blue Kachina that was in system. This is 1997. You think it's bad now? Single snapshot. It was a free-for-all.
That's crazy.
Now, the red Kachina, or the so-called destroyer, that's been kicked out twice. See, now, this is what I need to, I'm trying to get this through to people. If you look at the stereo, the ones that are our planets, all their poles go vertical. It has a horizontal pole, part of our system. These are magnetic poles. That's why light tends to travel out that way. All ours are vertical. Okay. So, and to give you an idea on size, this is the sun with Jupiter in front of it. That's Earth. You know what that is? That's the sun. Now picture the disk. You put it around the C3 and the size of the stuff you see moving around. Okay?
Yeah.
Is I mean, the blue Kachina is the same size as our sun, pretty much.
What is on the left of the sun there?
That's Earth.
No, on the left. Looks like an orb.
Well, that's just because these are the stereo cameras, not the LASCO cameras.
Oh, okay.
They've got a protective lens.
Right.
That's just a shadow. It's a knock. It's always there, though. Here's when they were using the sun as a weapon. There's a Anunnaki ship just outside the disk by the sun. Got a really good one of that. The ones that look like wings, that's Anunnaki. A bunch of small ships chasing it and firing at it.
That's how big is that?
The LASCO T3. This is a protective disc thing. Yeah.
But how big is that Anunnaki ship? That's got to be huge.
Yeah. Size of the United States or bigger. Huge. Here's some Dracos ones traveling convoy. We've got some space stations out there too. I jokingly call it our edition of the DS9, which has 3 prongs. Well, we've got one out there, but it's only got 2. Got a good picture of that in here somewhere too. Where is it? There's all the weird ships who I don't know. That's the red Kachina, the destroyer. I've got the color ones from before.
Is it coming up?
No, this actually got kicked out twice. This one was,
I mean, you go full screen. I can't.
I'll go. This is the Red Kachina, otherwise, i.e. the Destroyer. Now, this is what everybody ought to be calling Ibaru's Destroyer. If any class that's not ready, nowhere near ready to graduate, and you need to wipe them out and start over, this is the one that does it. It was here in 2009. It was again the last week in December last year, too.
So you don't want to see that guy.
They keep kicking it out. This is what Montauk is using, gate technology and time step technology to pull people off of.
Wow.
Oh, he wants to do a little talking going into the show, which starts at 10. So I'm probably going to have to end this little adventure for tonight.
We'll have to do much more of these, though.
Yeah. Like I said, I need to start way at the beginning before we came to the Milky Way. Explain what went down there. And then, because, I mean, it explains why Gaia is in the planet and really can't come out and do what she needs to do.
Right.
Because Gaia is not a registered student teacher here, but why? Mother is. Her mother and her planet are put in quarantine because of the Elven and the Fae Aquilin War. There's a whole lot of issues that tie it all together. So, yeah, it's a long story, though.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next time.
I kind of tried to give you some idea of how in-depth and widespread. I didn't even go into the archaeological evidence of us coming out the gates and everything, and where the gates are. And look at all that, too.
We'll have to do that Friday or Saturday.
All right, I gotta get with Max. He's pinging me 3 times now because his show's about. I'm gonna be on Wolf Spirit Radio. I'm doing a 2-hour show with him starting at 10.
All right, let me stop this. Hold on a second.